I thought I'd bring on a reading vlog today. So today is Saturday and I'm reading The Birthday Girl. I wanted to read this book before the month of April was out because obviously April is my birthday month. Today is April the 20th. So I started this book last night and I'm about 116 pages in. And I wanted to come and give you guys my thoughts on this book. So you guys probably already know so much about this book because it's been a talked about book. The title the title does not have anything to do with the summary of the book, okay? So the summary of this book says Jordan and her boyfriend have nowhere else to go when her boyfriend's dad, Pike, offers to let them move in with him. Working a dead-end job and with her relationship on the rocks, she reluctantly accepts, expecting to help out around the house in exchange. What she doesn't anticipate is for her heart to race every time Pike pulls into the driveway, or for her cheeks to burn when their eyes meet over the kitchen table. He is kind, listens to her, protects her in a way no man has ever before. Her sister once told her there are no good men, and if you find one, he's probably unavailable. Only Pike isn't the unavailable one. She is. As the days go by, Pike is finding it anything but simple to have his son's girlfriend living in his house. He can't stop thinking about her and holding his breath every time they cross paths. It feels like she's becoming a part of him, except he knows they're not free to give in to this. How could they when he's her boyfriend's father? So obviously, y'all already see where this story is going. It's given very much dad is checking out his son's girlfriend, right? My first thoughts is, and I put them in my phone and I'm recording from my phone, so I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. So first, let's just say the chapters are pretty long. Like I said, I'm 116 pages in and I'm just on the 6th chapter. So I'm on the 6th chapter. They're pretty long, but I'm gonna give it grace because I've just been coming up off of S.A. Cosby. He got short chapters, and Frida McFadden, she got short chapters. So I'm gonna give this book grace because this is probably normal chapters. We all know those two authors I just mentioned got short chapters with cliffhangers because they're like crime, thriller, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to think if this is romance, like with an age gap trope. I'm thinking that's where this story is, romance with an age gap trope. And I know we all don't like age gaps. Now, let me give you clarification. I like an age gap trope within reason. And when I say within reason, I mean you wasn't fishing for this child when she was a child, right? The age gap is an age gap because you met her while she was, after she became legal. Now, we all know the singer Marcus Houston situation, how he was checking for his wife before she even became legal. And now all of a sudden she's legal. She's your wife and your baby's mama now. Like, and you've been knowing her since she was 13. You know, that's disgusting, right? So I could do age gap within reason. And it really just depends on how these people met, right? It really just depends. Like, if you was fishing around for her as a child, I ain't with it. So let me get that out the way. The way Jordan, which is the girlfriend, met Pike, which is the dad, was innocent. I'm not going to tell you guys how they met because obviously I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But the way that they met was innocent. What I can say is, because we obviously know off the summary of the book, that Jordan and her boyfriend Cole moved in with his dad, which is Pike. That shouldn't happen. After you find out that Jordan is your son's girlfriend, nope. They shouldn't have moved into your place. Why'd you allow them to move into your place? And if you guys read the book, you will kind of see what I'm talking about. It's a dual POV. So it's a lot of Jordan, the girlfriend, point of view, and then Pike, the dad's point of view. What I wish is that we got some of Cole, the boyfriend, the son, point of view. So I really wish they did 3. And I've never read a book with 3 people's. Yes, I have. I'm lying. I read a book with 4 people's point of view. So I really wish we got the point of view of the son. Yeah, I really wish we did, because we get, the son is talked about from both point of views. So we get how Jordan, which is the girlfriend, feel about the son, and then we get how Pike, which is the dad, how he feels about the son. And then, you know, he has some dialogue in there too. But I wish we had his own point of view, because I really want to get into his head about how he feels about his girlfriend and how he feels about his father. So I really wish so far into the book that we got that. Another thing, Cole ain't shit, the boyfriend. He triggers me. And it's a funny trigger. Like, I'm triggered because I've been there before. I've been in a relationship with this type of guy before, and he ain't shit. So he triggers me, and I'm just like, boy. Boy. So yeah, those are my first thoughts so far. This book does have a little playlist at the beginning, and it does have a trigger warning from the author to the readers. I've been posting a little bit of my live thoughts on Instagram, not very much, just some pages that I ran into. I don't like to write in my book. I'm not an annotator. I don't annotate in my books. I don't like to write in my physical books, but when I'm reading from my Kindle, I might highlight some stuff. But I've been taking pictures of some of the stuff that gave me some reactions. So I think later on in the vlog, I would just show you guys those, because I think in this vlog, I'm going to do my review at the end, because I really wanted to review this book as well. So I'm going to keep on reading. It's Saturday. I'm probably going to keep on reading for about 2 hours. It's 1:54. Do have some other things to get done, or get out the house and do today, which I'm kind of excited about. So for most of the good part of the day, I'm in my cozy girl era. Like, I'm chilling. My couch and my reading nook, it actually turns out to like a futon type of bed situation. So I let it out. I'm chilling. It's National Cold Brew Day, so I got my coffee. I almost finished it from Dunkin'. I'm a Dunkin' girl. So yeah, I just want to check in with you guys and give you guys my first thoughts about this book. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to read the book, so whenever I feel like talking about something else, I'll be back. All right, y'all, it's almost 4 o'clock, so I'm about to do a hard stop on my reading for now. I left off on chapter 11, which was page 170, and I want to bring y'all my little, I think I'm about 40%. What they look like? 35-40% into the book. And I don't know, like, so I'm going into the book trying to figure out who is pressing up on who. Is it Jordan, which is the girl, or Pike, which is the daddy? I'm trying to figure out who is pressing up on who, because we already know that that's what's gonna happen, right? How could they when he's her boyfriend's father? Yeah. So we already know something. We already know some way, somehow they about to try to be together. But I'm trying to see who is pressing up on who, because I want to pick a side. And at first, I was siding with Jordan, which is the girl, because Pike is projecting a lot of his past on her, and I don't like that. Like, he's projecting a lot of his past on her, taking up for his son, not realizing that his son ain't shit, and I don't like that. And so when he's figuring out that his son is not shit, he's using that to push up on her in a way. But then on the flip side, first of all, Jordan is a very headstrong, smart girl. She's very independent. She's 19 years old. She does not live at home. She had some little issues with her family, which I don't want to spoil for you guys. Her sister is in her life. Her sister is 23, has a son. She was a teenage mom. But her sister looks out for her, a big sister. Like, she looks out for her. She's like, I wish you would come work with me, but the type of work that her sister do is not... She like, I'm straight, but she's like, I wish you could come work with me so you can leave these nothing ass boys alone. I want you to be independent. Like, if you come work with me, you'll have enough money to like live on your own. And so you kind of figure out why her and Cole is together in the first place, because he's a douche. Cole is a douchebag, and like I told you guys in a previous clip, it's triggering, and I don't like that. I do not like Cole at all. I still wish there was some type of point of view from him just to get in his head, because I'm so familiar with how much of a douche he's been. I really want to know how guys like that be thinking. Like, what is your thought process when you being an asshole? When you looking for somebody to take care of you, when you don't want to own up to responsibility, you just want to party, you just want to be not shit. Like, I wish we had a point of view from him, because I really want to know how idiots like that be thinking. But Jordan is, her head is on her shoulders. She is basically, I'm not gonna say she was brought up in a wrong family. She's very smart. She just needs a little push to get to where she want to be without messing with a douchebag. And Pike, which is the dad, is supposed to be their help. Like, he was like, y'all can come stay with me. Y'all can stack up y'all money. And, you know, stack up y'all money so y'all can go get your own place. And he doesn't know much about his son at the age that he is now, 19, which I'm not going to spoil. I'll let you guys read the book and figure that out. But he doesn't know much about his son in his teenage and after high school. He doesn't know much about him. So the projections that he is putting out there from his life growing up and being 19, because he's 38 and he was a teenage father. So the stuff that he went through, he's projecting it on Cole and Jordan's relationship. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So Jordan is a really, really smart girl, but I feel like she is also crushing on this man in a low-key way. Like, she ain't said it or nothing, so this ain't a spoiler. But I feel like she is. She's just trying to find an innocent way to get what she wants. And I'm like, okay, because if you do that, now this is fake. This is fake, y'all. This is fake. And I do realize the age difference. They're 19 years apart. But I'm like, if you do that, you need to use him for whatever you need to use him for and dip. Like, you don't need to stay in that relationship. That's what I'm hoping. Like, if that's what you're gonna do, use him and leave and go do better and go be with somebody your age. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who gonna press up on who. And then the son, Cole, he gonna find out. And I want to see what his reaction is gonna be, who he's gonna side with, whether it's gonna be his girlfriend or with his dad. Because him and his dad's relationship is rocky. So you really wouldn't be able to tell off the bat, like, if that was to happen, whose side he'd be on, because he already told his girlfriend about the relationship that he had with his dad, but some of it is not true. But then because of the relationship he has with his dad and the relationship his dad had with his mom, him and his dad butt heads like this, but his dad is always there for him. So I just want to see who is going to press up on who and how Cole is going to react. These chapters are long for no reason. Like, they just too long for me. That's one thing I can say about this book. These chapters are unnecessarily long. But so far so good though. I am enjoying it. It does have me engaged. I think the age gap trope is what really got me into the story, because there's different type of age gaps, like, and who's pressing up on who, right? There's no parents involved. So yeah, there's a 19-year difference, but technically this girl's legal. She's 19. So in this case, I want to see who's pressing up on who's to blame. Yeah, who's to blame. So I'm about to get ready for my evening. I'm gonna go out to dinner with my family, and I don't know when I'm gonna pick back up and read, but I'll see you guys when I pick the book back up and read some more chapters, and got some more thoughts to give y'all. What? It's a camera. Hey, what's up, guys? I am back. Still in my robe, y'all. It's really been a cozy weekend, hence why I called this vlog a cozy reading vlog. Let me back y'all up, because the top of my head, there we go. Y'all, I just made me some coffee because it's been chilly this weekend in Memphis. Thursday we got some rain and it brought on a cold front, and it was super cold on Friday, super cold yesterday, which was Saturday. And then it's cold today. So I made me some coffee, because I am a coffee girl. And I just wanted to come and give you guys an update on this book. But before I get into my update, I want to give y'all something real quick, because I was editing. I'm feeding my son lunch too. I was editing the first part of the video yesterday, and I'm like, these people gonna think that I condone age gap relationships. I don't, not in real life. Okay, so let me just throw that out there. All that R. Kelly, Marcus Houston, 20 years age gaps, the girl's 18, 19. No ma'am. I don't condone none of that. When I read books, everything is fake. So we're talking about fiction world, okay? So in a fiction world, for a good story, I could take on some tropes that I wouldn't be able to take on in real life. So I wanted to throw that out there, because I don't want y'all watching this vlog like, do this girl condone this? No. I don't have any hard triggers when it comes to reading. Like, a lot of things don't really bother me. And I think it's because I have not gone through a lot of traumatic things in my life or had traumatic experiences to have large triggers. Now, some stuff do get me in my feelings though. Like if some stuff get me in my feelings when it comes to kids, messing with kids in any kind of way, abuse and stuff like that. However, I have not gone through anything traumatic where things like that can trigger me from reading stuff like that in a book. So I did want to throw that little disclaimer out there. I don't condone that stuff in real life. I have children, and I wish my daughter would bring a 40-year-old home when she's 18. Because I think I look good in orange, period. Okay. So anyway, let's get into this update, because this is going to be the last update before I come back and discuss the end of the book with you guys, because I don't want my updates to be so long, so drawn out, and y'all like, girl, when you gonna finish the book? So I'm about 65% in now. I stayed up reading. Well, I'm not gonna say I stayed up. I was reading up until about 4 o'clock this morning. I had an alarm set at 1:30 because I had to get up and take some medication. And so when I woke up, I was not able to go back to sleep. Got my reading light, laid in bed, start reading. Just a few things, not much. Dad, he's starting to find out how much of a douche his son is. Like, for real, for real. He's starting to find out how much of a douchebag his son is. And he's finding out how much of a douche his son is. And I hate that. I still hadn't picked a side. Like, who I'm going to blame on this, on a relationship being a thing. If they even be in a relationship. All we know is that they feeling each other based off the summary of the book. So I hadn't been able to pick a side or pick and choose who was pressing up on who if it were to happen, because it hadn't happened. So I don't know. Because what I can say is, if we be in 100, they both at fault. If they do get into a relationship, like, they're both at fault. But they're both smart. So that's why we really don't know if they are going to end up together, because Pike is eyeing his son's daughter, but he also remembers that he's a father. So he still has that father mentality, that way of thinking, that way of protecting children and things like that. It's kind of sort of like someone having a fantasy or daydreaming and then they snap out of it. Like, dude, what you doing, right? He knows how to check himself. And then Jordan, she's a very smart girl. Very smart. So I'm gonna leave that at that. She's very smart. So I feel like if anything does happen, she's grown and she made that decision on her own. That's why I'm gonna leave that. What I can say is, when you are in situations like this in a small community, people are able to kind of tell something is going on, right? They can peep some stuff, some different activity can kind of, what's going on? Make people feel like, ask, what's going on? So that's not a good thing, especially if nothing is really going on, however, certain things, the way you guys move makes it seem like something is going on, but in actuality, nothing's going on. So that's where I am in this book. Someone asked me about the smut level. Very minimal. And I appreciate that, considering the kind of trope we're reading. It's very minimal. I mean, they have a little stuff in there, but it's not smutty. It's not what you think it'll be, right? It's a little bit mentioned in there, but it's not a lot. So far I'm really enjoying the book. I can't wait to finish it.
Wow.
Here I come, boy. Here you go. I can't wait to finish it to see how it ends. I don't foresee myself finishing it today because it's Sunday. I'm doing reset. Gotta cook dinner. Like right now, I'm feeding him lunch and stuff like that. So it's Sunday. We do reset on Sundays. And then during the week, I get most of my reading done like on my 30-minute lunch break. And then if I have enough time after work before bed, that's how I get a lot of my reading done. So hopefully I'll be done by Wednesday. I don't know when this vlog is going to be up because I have a lot of content that I'm pushing out. And when I start coming up with a lot of ideas for my booktube channel, that's when I start doing 2 videos a week. So I don't know when this video is going to be out, but whenever y'all see it, y'all see it. A lot of you guys have been asking me about this book. So yeah, that's my update for now. And then I'll be back when I am finished with the book. Hey, what's up, guys? So I am at work and I did read a chapter of the book on my lunch break. And really quick, I just want to let you guys know that it's starting to piss me off now. So yeah, I was not going to pop in, but I am officially popping back in to let y'all know that the table is shaking and it's starting to piss me off. And we gonna see how it goes. Hey y'all, so I'm back and I was gonna make this a spoiler free type of reading vlog for this book. I am officially on chapter 26 and by this time in the book the story is pretty much over. It's pretty much over and now we get to just see if anybody will get there happily ever after, which that's basically it. And so I kind of wanted this to be a spoiler-free vlog because I am very considerate to those who have not read specific books, but they still want to watch my videos and they still want to get a taste test of books and authors and specific titles and blah, 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 blah. However, due to the trope that's in this book, I went into this book with a whole different perspective because like I was telling you guys at the beginning of this vlog, I can read a age gap trope. I can, and I can tolerate it, but this one is different, right? We've already talked about that. This one is different. The guy is 38 and the young lady is 19. She's obviously messing around with her boyfriend's dad, right? And so the reason why I kept reading this book is because I wanted the outcome to be different, right? I read it like, okay, so we already know what the F is going on. So I want somebody to get caught. I want somebody to get beat up for getting caught because this is wrong. This is how I was going into this book. Like, I want somebody to get caught. I want somebody to get dragged through the mud. I want somebody to get beat up for getting caught. And because they wrong. They are wrong. Both of them are wrong. The dad is wrong. He should have never, ever allowed that girl to move into his house. And when Cole and Jordan broke up, I'm sorry, I'm throwing out spoilers now. But when Jordan and Cole broke up, the dad should have put Jordan out. He allowed her to still live there. And I'm sorry, I got the AC blowing because it's 84 degrees. He allowed that girl to still live in his house. And that was inappropriate. And he knew that was inappropriate because the way that they met, he already knew he was feeling that girl before he even knew that that was his son's girlfriend. So when your son and her break up and you allow her to stay, you was wrong, because at that very point, I knew they was going to start screwing around. And y'all, when I said that the smut was minimum, yeah. By the time you get to chapter 18, scratch that. Scratch that. Because the smut is on an all-time high, baby. Scratch that, okay? it was so smutty. I had to skip some pages because I just couldn't do it, especially I just couldn't do it. So it was disgusting to me. And then I went and read some reviews and people really enjoyed the smut. And I'm like, I guess if you take the age difference out of the scenario, yeah. But no, I'm straight. But I kept reading this because, like I said, I wanted somebody to get dragged, right? I wanted somebody to get dragged. I wanted somebody to get caught. They got caught, but they didn't get caught in a way that I wanted them to get caught. I wanted them to be caught red-handedly doing what they're doing. And yeah, they got caught by somebody. And I don't want to spoil that for you guys. I guess I can since I'm spoiling. They got caught by her ex-boyfriend, which is also her other ex-boyfriend's friend or whatever. Yeah. They got caught, but I really wanted Cole to catch his dad in action with his ex-girlfriend. To catch it. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to come to his dad's house, walk into the house, catch them in the middle of doing whatever they were doing, and get caught that way. Because it's disgusting. It's nasty. It's disgusting. It shouldn't have happened. They were both at fault, so you cannot point fingers at nobody. They were literally both at fault. My thing is, she was very, very childish. She's 19. She's an adult, so she was pushing up on him. He is a dad with a child the same age as her, and he's pushing up on her, and they were both at fault. I was trying to catch a fault too. I wanted to blame somebody for this mess, but I couldn't blame nobody because they were both to blame. So I want to know what Penelope Douglas' mindset was when she wrote this book. I need to do some research on her because I don't know much about this author. I've been seeing the book all over, so I wanted to read it. And I more so wanted it because of the cover. Birthday girl, obviously, it's my birthday month. But I really want to do some more research on Penelope because I've seen some more of her other books going around and everybody has loved them. But I want to know, I need some answers. What was you thinking when you wrote this one? Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna give y'all my star rating later. All right, you guys, I finally finished the book, and I don't know, my last thoughts is still my current thoughts. Like, I don't know. So this book came with bonus material, at which I didn't read. I read the epilogue and I'm just pretty much over it. The epilogue goes to 9 years later, but then the bonus chapter is actually a chapter that should have been in the book, but I'm guessing it was taken out of it. It says the bonus is the scene takes place a couple months after Pike comes to get Jordan from the motel, but before he proposes to her. So, spoiler alert, he proposes. They do a small intimate wedding. She asks him, does he want more kids? He's a little hesitant. He says that they can continue on his family once she graduates from college. They get married, honeymoon in Mexico. By the end of the book, they already have a 6-year-old and she's pregnant with their second son. Let's be positive about the characters first. So the dad, Pike, was a dad. He was a good father. Good. He had Cole when he was 19. He took full responsibility as a father. He worked extra hard to provide for Cole and to be a father. He did overtime. He did everything that he possibly could to be the best father that he can be. He supported his child financially. He was always there. I mean, he was the perfect father, right? though the relationship did not work with Cole's mom, he was the perfect father. It was Cole's mom that was trash, and she tried to paint out the picture to make Pike, which is Cole's dad, look like the bad guy, when in actuality it was her. She was trash. She wasn't nothing. So on to Jordan, which is the 19-year-old. She experienced a lot of hurt from family members, like her mom, her dad, her stepmom. She had two, before Cole, she had a bad relationship. And what was so weird is that the bad relationship she had, the guy ended up being Cole's friend. They ran in the same circle. That was the same guy that caught Jordan and her boyfriend's dad together, right? It's so weird. He was very abusive to her, though. So she experienced a lot of trauma, and she was a very smart young lady, college, working. She did what she could in the little town that she was in. And so she was looking for love, but I felt like looking for it in the wrong places. That's my opinion. Because you have no business seeking love and affection from someone that is old enough to be your dad. Period. Personally, I don't want to, I'm married, but if I were dating, I wouldn't want to date anyone that is the same age as my parents. Me and my parents are 20 years apart. I would not want to date anybody with that age gap. Like, it's just creepy. It's disgusting. It's nasty. I don't even like when those type of people hit on me in public, or when I'm working, and like often what I do, I have to look at people's IDs and I'm looking at their date of births, and I'm like, sir, you're old enough to be my dad. Like, please. So I think she searched for what she wanted in the wrong place. That's me. So when the two met, they met innocently. Her boyfriend threw her a fucking birthday party. He got messed up at her birthday party, forgot to come pick her up from work because she got off work 2 hours early. She ended up going to, a movie theater to go see a movie. She ended up running into his dad, not knowing that was his dad. Ended up, meeting him, basically some random guy in a movie theater. Watched the movie together, blah, blah, blah. And then something happened. I had run out of storage. But then something happened where it causes them to realize, oh shit, you're my son's girlfriend, right? And so that's the only good stuff I got to say about the book. The book to me wasn't good. I read it because it was interesting, and like I told you guys, I wanted to see who could we place blame on, right? Because it's a typical, the men is always prying on these young women, and I read it because I wanted to know who could we place blame on. Is it the guy or is it the girl? It was both of them, and their family encouraged it. The son, Cole, though he wasn't shit, he had some stuff he needed to go through, and he became, he started doing better. He was still a douchebag. He became okay with it. Like, everybody became okay with the situation, and I'm just like, that's trash, and they don't make it no better. So I'm at the back of the book, right, and they have like Penelope have some Q&As back here, and I just wanted to read the first one to you guys because I know earlier I was like, I want to know what she was thinking when she wrote this book. And the first question says, birthday girl is different from your usual work. Do you worry that it will disappoint? Did you worry that it will disappoint readers? And she said, I think I'm always nervous, especially when my editor gets a hold of a book. She's brutal. But honestly, I never feel like I have a choice but to be who I am. I love the idea and it felt really good. A nice change of pace to a writer, a kinder hero, someone who works hard for a living and deserves to come home to a person who loves him. I remember a reader saying, this is a book I didn't know I needed from Penelope Douglas. And that was great to hear, because readers, I think, needed to see that I could write a man like Pike. He has his moments, but he's not a bully and he has no real trauma. He's a good man. That's true. He is, but that don't make the story good. Where did you get the idea for Birthday Girl? Any real life inspiration? I get this question a lot, but just like horror and fantasy writers, romance authors also have imaginations. I dream a lot. So she basically says she made it up. But why are you dreaming about this, right? So ultimately, you guys, I'm going to give this book a 3 stars. I'm going to give it a 3 stars because it definitely had me engaged. I wouldn't read it again. It's not something I would read it again. I really want to give it a 2.75. Really, if I'm being honest, but I'm gonna round it up to a 3 for Goodreads purposes. But I wouldn't read it again. I wouldn't read it again. It's not my favorite kind of story with this trope. Like, I'm good. All of the smut, it was too much. It was crappy because they lived happily ever after. What? Like, they got a happily ever after out of this? That's disgusting. So in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, I know it's fake, and I always go into reading stories that are super duper fake, and this is probably my first book that made me think like, ew. And I've read Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and that story is similar to the R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly. But it was the guy's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, this story is just different. It seems like she's encouraging this, and that's what's making me not really like it. And so I'm gonna go to Goodreads and I'm gonna go put my rating and my review in there, and y'all let me know in the comments if you read this book, how you feel about this book. Would you read this book? I know this trope is one of those tropes a lot of people don't really fool with, and this is probably why. But I don't want to read another book like this. But you have to read something to form your own opinion. And I always want to form my own opinion about a book. So, but I never want to read anything else like this because it's very disturbing to me. So y'all let me know, would you read this title? Have you read this title? If you hadn't, let me know why you hadn't read it, because I know you probably won't read it after seeing this vlog. Let's chat in the comments, y'all. Like, let's chat. Thank y'all so much for coming to this reading vlog. I think this is my second reading vlog I've done, and I really enjoyed it, especially giving you guys my reactions as I read. This was very fun, and I do foresee more coming in the future, but with better books. Okay, with better books. So again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, peace out.